We should introduce ourselves.
Yes. Welcome to Trudging.
Welcome,
To Trudging, Not Judging, the optimistic nihilist guide to life.
aka
Woo-hoo.
we're fucked, and that's okay.
This
Yes,
this is the podcast where we discuss how to survive this end stage capitalist hellscape we find ourselves in and why we're fucked and why that is okay.
Nicole wrote this beautiful blurb that describes our podcast in such a succinct way, and I'm going to read it now, all right? It's raw, unfiltered, and unapologetically honest. This is the space where we unpack just how messed up the world feels right now and the ways we're navigating it. From mental health struggles to queer rights, activism, and survival strategies for the chaos of late-stage capitalism, we're going to talk about it all. Some days we're holding it together. Others were curled up trying to find reasons to keep going. But through it all, we explore the small victories, the coping mechanisms, and the solidarity that reminds us that we're not alone. Welcome to the conversation. You belong here.
So, who are we? My name's Nicole.
I'm Robbo.
I am a queer recovering alcoholic with lots of mental health issues. And I work in case management because I want to help people get the resources that I wish I would have had help with. So I'm healing my inner self by healing others.
That's fantastic. I love that. I love that so much. Become who you wish you had access to when you were a child. That's my goal in life. I'm Robbo. I am a progressive trans man who is also in recovery, and I have a wealth of mental health issues to choose from. I have over 20 years of experience on the client side of therapy, and also I happen to have compassion for other human beings. Yay. So why are we doing this thing? What drove us to do this thing together?
So Robbo is one of my besties. He's been there with me through my highest highs, my lowest lows. He's actually the reason why I realized that recovery was possible. And without him, I would most likely not be alive today. So I know that I can rely on him for everything and anything. And I can always bounce ideas off of him.
It's so sweet. I want to cry.
I
I
love
love you.
you.
So Nicole is one of she first of all, she's like my core best friend, besties, and then the resties. And Nicole's one of those people who I know I can rely on no matter what, no matter how crazy my opinions are, no matter what I say about something, no matter how out there it is, I know she's gonna have my back. She's not gonna co-sign any of my bullshit, but she is gonna support me no matter what, and I can't think of anyone else that I'd rather fight this daily fight with. Yeah, because I love you.
Yay!
Okay.
Here, can we do a little heart thing?
Wait, I don't want to be. Hold on. How does it?
Wait. Oh,
There.
okay.
For those of you who are listening to the podcast, we just tried to do the heart thing with our hands where we like curl them up into kind of C's and then push them together, but we're on weird video and it doesn't feed quite correctly. It worked. It worked.
It worked in my mind, and that's
Yes,
what
that's
matters.
what matters.
So, why did we choose this name? We are trudging, not judging, because we are trudging the road to happy destiny. If you are
Mm.
also in recovery, then you might recognize this saying. It's used in recovery circles as a form of encouragement and a reminder that we're all in this together. And as long as we're all in this together, then we are walking with purpose towards an end result that is going to be good.
It's the idea. So we also have this sub tag where we talk about being an optimistic nihilist. And so the question is, what is an optimistic nihilist? And so in 30 words or less, an optimistic nihilist is someone who embraces the idea that life has no inherent meaning. But instead of despair, that person finds freedom. Because without predetermined purpose, we're free to create our own meaning and enjoy the ride.
And why it's okay to be fucked. Look, life is hard. It sucks in so many ways, but we have each other. And when things suck, we can rely on each other to give life meaning. we
Meaning.
we can bounce ideas off of each other and learn and grow. And as long as you're learning and growing, you're not dead. And as long as you're not dead, there's the potential to be happy tomorrow.
Amen. Amen. A freaking men. So then the question is, what do we hope to achieve with this? Because it's easy for us as besties to just sit and talk for hours. We'll talk for hours about anything. We don't care. But what's our goal with this podcast? And our main goal for this podcast is to teach certain life skills to help people survive what amounts to the apocalypse. And Nicole's got the next part.
So, yes, teaching life skills for the apocalypse. Also, dragging ourselves back up from the void by refocusing on the positive and all of the negative. Because
Yeah,
as much as we love screaming into the void, we can't live our lives in there.
true story. True story. And so if we're going to drag ourselves up from the void, we have to consider how we're going to achieve that. And with this podcast, we're going to focus on three main things. The first thing is our conversation and examples from our lives. We're going to talk a lot about our experiences with certain things. Each topic, each episode's going to have a different topic, and we'll share experiences from our lives about that topic. But we also have two other things we're going to be doing. The second thing I'm really excited about is to have occasional guests to interview because I am really looking forward to hearing the perspectives of experts in the field and other people's experiences because the more experience you hear from, the more you can learn from. And then Nicole's going to talk about the third one because I think that's pretty exciting too.
So the third one is reviews of other media, books, YouTube videos, etc. This really excites me because this is personally how one big way that I try to get out of the void is by leaning on these other forms of media. I
Mm.
listen to a lot of podcasts that share shitty news in positive ways. And I read books that tell you how to survive this stuff. And I just really enjoy the fact that there are people out there that understand that it's okay to not be okay. And
Mm.
knowing how many people have survived before us lets me know that we will also survive.
Yeah, something else I really love about the content creators in this age is the fact that they are creating content. They are being creative in an environment designed to snuff out that creativity. And I think
Yes.
that is the ultimate act of protest, personally. I love that.
Yes, absolutely. So, what kind of things are we going to go over? We're going to talk about everything. like, um, we both have ADHD
Hell yeah.
and, um, and probably some autism. And so we like to talk about a lot of different things. So our topics are going to vary wildly from mental health stuff because we have a lot of both personal and professional experience with
Mm,
that stuff. Things like coping mechanisms, therapy, things that work, things that don't, the
hmm
crazy shit that our psychiatrists and our therapists have said. I
mm.
legit had a psychiatrist tell me the other day that I should eat eggs to cure my depression. So we've got stories. We're going to talk about LGBTQ plus things because there is so much happening right
Mm,
now
hmm
and so much that has happened in the last 100 years. Like it feels hopeless at times and it feels so hopeful at other times. So we want to dig into that because a lot of us are depressed and scared and
mm,
angry and
hmm
we want to stick together
Yeah.
and We're going to talk about all the various ways that we feel absolutely fucked by society and by the system and how we're coping with this and
Or not
or
coping.
not coping with it. There are days where we cannot get out of bed. I have
Mm,
called off sick from work because I cannot make it to the shower for the fifth day in a row.
yep,
It happens.
heard.
um, we're
Oh,
gonna talk. Oh,
we're also going to talk about surviving in ed stage capitalist hellscapes. That's exciting.
yes,
You know, we're going to
yes.
share tips for how to eat when you have no food,
Mm-hmm.
pantry shopping out of your own pantry, couponing. We're going to talk about um, depression era meals. We're going to talk about
Foraging.
foraging. Foraging, nothing like finding your lettuce in your front yard. That's
Yes.
tops. That's tops.
And
Um,
having your children looking forward to deep fried dandelions.
Yeah. Or pine needle tea. My kids love pine needle tea. Really good stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. But most of all, we're going to talk about how how hard it is to survive in our society, but how we're doing our best despite all that. We're going to try to reaffirm the positive that we find in all the negative because it's real easy to get stuck in the spiral. I don't know about you, Nicole, but I get stuck in the spiral so quickly. And then it just becomes negative thing after negative thing, and I just go down and down and down and bottom out, and it's not great. So our goal is to redirect from that negative experience into the positive and try and figure out, how are we going to survive in this hellscape we find ourselves in?
Yes.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
So that is
The
our
introduction,
podcast, the introduction.
it's the introduction to our podcast.
Yes.
We really hope that you enjoy our podcast because we have some really great topics lined up. We have some really great stuff to address, and we hope that you enjoy listening to two best friends just yammer on about stupid stuff and have a good time. We hope you have a good time with us. Yeah. Anyway, if you need to reach us, you can reach us in a couple different ways. I believe we have a social media thing stirring up. Nicole has the details about that. But you can reach
Yes.
me on Blue Sky at Robbo Robot and the same username on YouTube. So, and then Nicole has her own
um, I
things.
will be starting our Instagram. And so I will be revealing what that is on episode 1.
Yeah.
So
Wait, is this episode 0?
I think
Is it
so. Episode 0. Because this is
episode 0?
the introduction. So hopefully we enticed everybody to come listen to us or look at us.
Depending on, if you're viewing this on YouTube or on Spotify or your favorite hosting service. Yeah. Oh, that's another thing. We'll be posting it on YouTube and Spotify and your other favorite podcasting sources. It's going to be out there in the wild.
Hooray!
Yay.
Yay!
All right. Well, that's it. I'm going to swap out of there because it was super bright. Yeah, we hope you enjoy us. Come along for the ride.
All right. Do I hit stop recording?
Do you have a button that says stop
Oh,
recording?
wait.
We should include this in the B-roll.
All right.